Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We are into game number 5. Kindly ignore that number on top of your screens. Boom, it's now fixed. Welcome to game 5. We are back on Erangel for the last time tonight. Will anybody stop the rampage that is the Sauna Boys this evening? We will find out very, very shortly. Plane path, a little bit northern skewed here. 2 o'clock to a 9 o'clock plane path this time around. FaZe are going to opt to long shoot to mill to power by the looks of things. So, the alternate drop spot, of course, on Military Island, even more out of reach for them. Kameshki and Stalba will be the location of choice for the Northern Lights. And we'll wait and see if there are any arguments over loot spots because of so much of the southern part of the map being out of bounds unless you're willing to long shoot. No Milta, for example. FaZe Clan, are we doing the... Oh, actually, Fuzzface has got a vehicle. That's a much faster way to do it. We're cool. Pull up. Are in Lipovka, but FaZe Clan just want to get out of Dodge, so that's fine. And no, generally speaking, we're good. Game frame, we've got school and apartments. They've got plug socket as well. 303 looking like they're moving towards farm and shark fin. Tornado Energy will go to their usual spot on the left. And by the way, the 4 of them are now alive. You can see Elite Player is not playing this game. He had to take 1 game in as a sub. And to be fair, got them into some decent placement points as well. And in keeping with today's theme of the circle absolutely yeeting us to one edge of the map in pretty much every game, north of Lipovka is where the center of Circle 1 is in this game. I don't even know anymore, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. It's gonna be weird. Very, very weird. Dark Matter, right next to Nexus in South George. Nearly missing this. Let's see what happens here. Dark Matter have got the priority buildings, these god compounds here. And Bram's got an off angle. Nexus have a building each with kills still on the eastern flank. The creeps are nowhere near this. They only care about what's going on in hospital. So they'll be fine. Early scout in from Melman. Possibly to look somewhere like Mansion. No one's in Mansion at the moment. If someone successfully scouts that out, that could be useful. Quizzy right on top of Yuri. Does Yuri know that someone's here? I don't think he does from the way he's moving. Quizzy has to be patient. And that patience is rewarded. Sorry, I just had something in my throat. Ah, there we go. Very, very sneaky there. No one else from 303 are nearby. And this is quite a wide split from them, remember. So difficult to get a teammate in to assist on short notice. But the same could be said for Tornado Energy. All's fair in love and war. And Quizzy managed to win on that occasion with the element of surprise. Still no one in Mansion. DA going to be scouting out Heaven. Go on. Do a double somersault. They want to see if they're getting shot at. But no one is at the moment. I think DA are reasonably convinced now they've got Heaven to themselves. Is that where they want to go, though? They might take a look at Mansion as well. Omicron rotating relatively close to them, deciding instead to haul. They can hear the vehicles to their south. They'll know that Heaven is probably occupied. They'll instead stay... I quite like this triple and garage complex, personally. If you have vehicles, it can be okay to rotate out of. Game frame now potentially going up beyond them. Let me see. Oh, Dark Matter and Nexus still at it. Bram, who was the flanking player for Dark Matter, now gets taken down by Nexus. The rest of the team have moved out towards the southernmost Prio building. Oh, beautiful hits there with the SLR from Rezski. Taking down Faye with a headshot. They know there's a 4v2, so this is almost certainly going to prompt, if not a push, then certainly something that means that they get much, much closer for free. This is big. Rezski's going to try and get all the way to the very outside of the building. Oh, and he will be able to do that. Faye down for a second time now as well. They can play for time now. They don't need to worry about it. That's Via down too. Beautifully pushed there from Nexus. And Ionic is the last member left alive. What can Ironic do? He's in and around Pizza Slice. Literally a 1v4. Spots the first player. Doesn't connect with the first couple of bullets, though. That makes it a problem. Underhand grenade. Not quite cooked enough. Oh dear, that's a second Molotov as well. That's going to be it. Dark Matter eliminated, and Kill Still will be able to take that final point. That's 4 points for Nexus Gaming, but they are very, very far out of the circle. They need to get a move on now. Well done to them for getting those 4 points. We have Arb moving up towards that compound with the triple that Oma can have taken. That turned out to be a bad idea. Vashka will be able to get that finish with the Molotov. And Oma can keep this compound with all 4 alive. Digital Athletics are nearby, but they've got 3 people in heaven. And FaZe Clan now moving up. This is interesting. Are they going to move to Lipovka, or are they going to move further inland? I don't know. We've got Erased further inland. If they go into Lipovka, they have to hope that no one else is here, because there were people here earlier. Okay, Lipovka warehouses it is. They will be able to turn around in those vehicles, I think, and get out fairly easily. It is an unusual circle, to be fair, so we'll see where this ends up getting them. Nexus really have to get a move on now. Tornado Energy sending it into this, I don't know what people tend to call this. The trenches? The bunker? I prefer trenches because bunker implies, like, shelter, for example. So I prefer to call them by the trenches, but do let me know in chat what you guys prefer the name for that to be. In the meantime, T-Bone taken out here by Digital Athletics. It looks like that's Gemty, who was next to T-Bone, who unfortunately has to deal with this. Not much else they can do, sadly. But at least they're not going to get pushed. Northern Lights up north. But not quite as far north as Uncut Jewelry. Now, there's no one else near them. They only have to deal with the Northern Lights, but they have to work out how they rotate in from there. Tornado Energy are getting a little bit cross with 303, who are northeast of Prison. I think that's just going to be a single player taken down. I don't really see how they're going to push in there. It's unlikely they want to do that with 16 teams still left alive. Oh, wow, FaZe Clan, what did you know that we didn't? Next circle, smack on Lipovka. FaZe are going to be cooking with gas. They are very happy. And look at how many people are going to have to move in. Team Liquid in the museum compound are going to have to get out of there and rotate in ASAP. Prison is a little bit of a death trap. They would prefer it to be slightly further in. And now Tornado Energy might be thinking about moving further in towards 303. Doesn't look like it at the moment. If they get a headshot here and they get a knock, I want to know, are they then going to absolutely send it? It's entirely possible. Erased are now neighbors to pull up. Omican will hear them, and I think they might choose to grab these blues instead. Yes, they will. Risking going further in can be dangerous. Oh! Northern Lights. Sending it towards FaZe Clan. Batulin's right on Uber. And spotting him out through that gap in the fence. Really well played, Petulins. He spotted him out here, actually. Right there. Before moving across and getting the work done. That's a good kill from Northern Light. So they've got the northern side of Lipovka. Now FaZe Clan have to give way. And we've actually got Game Frame out here in the warehouses. Team Liquid and Clip moving in through prison. Always dangerous because it's on the low ground now. Tornado Energy will know that someone's there. Pashkez is down inside this warehouse. I presume Clip is going for the finish. He should be able to get it. And that's the point for TL, who are up to 3. 303 get pushed indeed by Tornado Energy, and they're out, unfortunately. Game Frame now taking on FaZe Clan. Gustav is closest to them. IT from the roof of that double story. Oh, he's going to provide oversight, but unfortunately didn't see Highman enough to warn Gustav. And that makes things tricky for them now. Game Frame, 2-man team. IT and Fuzzface, the 2 members left for FaZe Clan. Fuzzface a little bit too far to support a direct push. This plays into the hands of Northern Lights, if you want my honest opinion. This is going to be a problem. The Sauna boys are almost certainly going to have to move into Na'Vi, who have already killed Anonymous. And I think Na'Vi, knowing them, they probably don't want to wait until the circle is forcing the push. Because if they can catch the rest of the Sauna boys off guard earlier, that gives them more time to rotate, gives them the element of surprise. And this is why Orange must go on and explore. Let's do an explore. Sakura has been spotted. Ooh, so close to a headshot, but so far. Game Frame recognizing that if an enemy combatant is staying in exactly the same place for an extended period of time, why not give it a go? And start moving to a different position ourselves. IT feeling a little bit of the heat, going back up to the roof now to try and catch someone on a rotate. Won't just yet. Pull up, thinking about getting aggressive onto Erased. Getting very aggressive. If this grenade hits, Corsac is down. He knows he's on the roof! Oh, if that heal hadn't gone off, Corsac would be absolute dead meat right now. A second grenade does more and more damage, and Corsac insists on staying on the roof. That was a matter of a second, maybe. Really nicely done there. And now the Sauna boys are starting to feel the heat. They've got Team Liquid on one side, Na'Vi on the other. And they have to get out of this position. I think they're deciding to try and move away from the fight altogether. Entirely sensible. Oh, big crash here. That's Execute 9 versus Digital Athletics. And Execute 9 are going to be the ones out. Digital Athletics have got this little dip with vehicles in. It looks like all 4 of Execute 9 are down, but for how many members of DA? Smash and Murta out. DA up to 6 kills with 2 players left remaining. Hanging in there. Sakura and Nookie have got the other side of prison. So they're now going to be, to an extent, gatekeeping Team Liquid. Although it is a 2v4. Not having the greatest game, the Sauna boys. 0 kills and only 2 players left. But there's time to turn that around. With smart play. They haven't got the sheer firing power of some of the other teams now. But they might be able to get position. And surprise a couple. Team Liquid now rotating out, in fact going into where Digital Athletics are. Shielding themselves from Nexus. But it's Team Liquid they should be worrying about. James has been spotted. And a tire in his vehicle taken out. The rest of TL will be here momentarily. Oh, it's going to be a crash. It's going to be a crash. We're watching it from Code Marker's point of view. That frag is probably not going to go anywhere. Ibby and Clib very close by. All sorts of grenades coming in. They're doing damage. Not getting the knocks, though. Code Marker thinking about getting the hell out of dodge. Oh, he can't. This car's under 50% health. This is going to be a little bit of a do-or-die maneuver here. Matrali is also desperately trying to get away. But who else are they going to run into? This car could fall into the trench. I think it is going to. Matralius and Code Marco repositioning themselves into the trench. Closer to where Team Liquid came from, if anything. Na'Vi now down the south side. They've got Tornado Energy off to their west in the compound. They're not getting shot at them just yet. It looks like a little bit of defilade is preventing that from happening. And the Tab has found what might be a potentially useful position to hold out from. Outside of Lipovka, but they still got enough cover from the north side that they can make it their home for a while. Pull up and erased. They don't really need to move until one of those compounds goes out of circle. Fair enough. Nexus are doing okay. In and outside mansion. I was waiting for someone to take that. And FaZe Clan still staying in the middle of Lipovka. Northern Lights can just kind of chill out at this point. But they will have to move. What's their plan for moving? They will have made it already. Omegan's had a quieter game. 2 kills with T-Bone down. So they've got 3 people standing. But they're also the team closest to the center of the circle right now. A lot of shots against Uncut Jewelry, who were being held out much, much earlier up here, remember, guys. Northern Lights were holding them up then, and they're still holding them up now. Not much space for them to play around with, unfortunately. Lou getting Rudy and getting a nice body shot onto Jones as well. But where else can they go? Nice headshot! That's going to force Lou back just a bit. Fuzzface and ITZY have now decided to reposition themselves and might be thinking about a push onto the warehouses. Realizing that they will eventually need to push in anyway. Biestoloch gets a hit onto ITZY. Not enough to be decisive. Only 4 spare bullets in the barrel here. Although it's more than enough to get 2 kills, potentially. There's the flashbang. Allowing ITZY to move up. ITZY down to 36 HP. High Man gets flashed as well. And that's the silenced M4. Final member now of Game Frame. It's Sunny. At the edge. Fuzzface keeps him occupied. More grenades coming in. Oh, actually, ITZY getting flashed there between the boxes. Can't be that hard, though. As in, he can't have been flashed that hard. Sunny coming in, spotting ITZY through the gap. ITZY returns fire. Throwing the Molotov and leaving. In the meantime, Digital Athletics eliminated by Team Liquid. However, Team Liquid are in massive trouble. They're getting gate kept hard by the Sauna boys right now. Down at the other end of these trenches, it's Ibby and Clib still alive. But where are they moving? That's the question. It's the blue zone that's going to force them out. Fantastic grenade from Clib. This is what Team Liquid need, but they need a little bit more than that. Oh, and he doesn't get it. Ibby now, 82 hit points. Won't have enough time to rescue Clib from the blue. Has to push into the rest of the squad now. Flashbangs going out. Here comes the blue zone pushing into the sauna boys. And wow! Alya putting an absolute stop to that fight and going thunk. Thank you very much. And that's Team Liquid eliminated. Alya with a beautiful headshot from range. The sauna boys, though, aren't far behind them. I wonder if they're gonna try and go for those kills as well. No, they're already looking elsewhere. Okay, they definitely see the vehicles. They know other people are coming in. What a great headshot onto Sikora to start things off. And Nookie might be in a big lot of trouble as well. He is indeed. That's another headshot with the sauna boys eliminated. My god. Omican and Tornado Energy combining there to absolutely destroy. We've now got Nexus Gaming pulling up to pull up. Pull up still with 3 men strong, as our Nexus. Red Sea does need a little bit of a heal. They're going to be sharing this compound, although I have to say Erased are in a better position from a circle point of view. Northern Lights on the outskirts, sniffing around after leaving Lepovka without dealing with the rest of FaZe Clan. Itzy and Fuzzface fall to Na'Vi now, though. They had so far to go and only a couple of trees between them and safety, but Na'Vi had the position scouted out. They had their players all over the place. And there wasn't an opportunity for FaZe Clan to collect their thoughts, much less collect a chicken dinner. Nexus, with this dip here, can continue to play quite freely, despite being very, very close to where Pull-Up are in their compound. I think what they're going to be lacking is the utility. There's 2 Molotovs on 1440. Actually, 2 frags as well from Red Sea. So it's possible that a bunch of grenades are going to send them in there. Northern Lights are in the middle of the zone. If anyone comes in from the north or south, they can be pretty exposed, but as things currently stand, they're looking all right. Tornado Energy and Omican, in the meantime, are looking to squeeze Na'Vi. New Tornado Energy realize they're in a sandwich if they didn't before. They do now. Oh, Page hitting the first shot, but then whiffing, unfortunately. Great hits from the M24. An example returns fire in emphatic fashion, getting the headshot there from Rage with the Beryl 3x. Trying for a second one. It won't happen. That's Jempty able to get the finish there, courtesy of the blue zone. And on the other side, Vanti just needed to sneak out and get a single hit. That's Tornado Energy done. Na'Vi and Omican will be able to move into the circle. Senya needs the vehicle. There's almost no cover. Where are you going to go? This tree isn't that great. Pull up now, eliminated. As Nexus sees control of the compound. Erase pushing in now. Erase didn't have to push in here. This is very brave from Riz. Erase could have stayed in the southern compound and been completely fine. But instead, they went for the aggro, and it's working. It is working. You got Jempty approaching from the south now as well. How well are Erase going to be able to see each of the teams that are sneaking up on their compound? That's got to be the question there. Jempty now, the last player alive on the team, although there are only 5 remaining, so everyone's comfortably in the placement points. Vashku down. The Tab thinking about Senya, but realistically a bit too far away. Multiple people taking shots at Senya here. And the Tab doesn't want to give himself away by running over to get the revive. So that's Na'Vi down to their final player in this game. "30 seconds left to go. And still, anything can happen. 5 teams left and 10 players alive here at the 25-minute mark of this game. Rizd is still, in my opinion, pulling the absolutely wonderful cowboy sneak attack maneuver on behalf of Erase, and now he's going to smoke train his way away. Saying, I've had my fun, thank you very much. Wow! Judged his trajectory through the smoke based on the tiny gap he saw in between these two smokes, by the way, is what happened there. We're now down to our final 4 teams. Erased. Absolutely nailing Nexus Gaming from above, though. And that should mean that Rizd will be able to get rezzed. And yes, indeed, Rizd is rezzed. Erased now with 5 kills. We're down to our final 3 teams. It's them versus Northern Lights versus Omican. And Jempty is the only player left alive for Omican. Namwar close to Petulans, who might be thinking, are they in and around the compound? Well, yes, they are, but Namwar is significantly closer to the edge than you realize. So keeping everything nice and healthy, as well as keeping things quiet so that you still have the element of surprise. It's going to be very important for Raised here. Corsac spots Petulans from range. We'll be radioing this information to Namwar, who will go, okay, if he gets close enough, I'll do something about it. Petulans making a lot of noise, actually. Corsac spotting him again. Wonder what Petulans is trying to bait out. I mean, if he successfully baits out Rizd, not holding that position, instead rushing into him, and then Petulans gets the knock, that's going to be 200 IQ, right? But it's tricky. Because look at this split from Northern Lights. Perfectix and Lou all the way down the south side of the circle. Phase 8 is a donut, and Corsac is technically still in. Inside, well, I say inside this building, or on the roof of this building. Watching people on both sides now. Has the potential to lose a lot of hit points. Also, 24 bullets left on the Mini. You got to be sure before you start taking those shots. Jempty's who I'm worried about right now. Corsac should be able to see him if he moves to the right-hand side. Does he see beyond the rock? He does. Good spray. Does about 40 hit points worth of damage, but it's not enough. Jempty is technically in the circle where he is now. Petulans on the lookout for Riz. This is very, very tense. Jempty's happy that these guys are fighting each other. We don't want to have to deal with this. Jempty with the smoke wall. Forcing him to move to the next rock. It's a lot of damage being done. Wants to ensure he isn't on the receiving end of that. Corsac on the roof, of course, is not exactly where he is. First blood to erase. Namwar manages to get the Tulans. Perfectix and Lou now struggling against the rest of the erased players. Entirely possible for them to get that. That's the down onto Namwar. Great grenade, actually. And I don't think Namwar is going to be able to get revived. Rizd and Corsac, who was on the roof of the house, now remain. Northern Lights aren't necessarily expecting Erase to push towards them. That's exactly what they did, and it's not going to work. It's now a 2v1. Omic and Sports eliminated, so that's them in third place. Good positioning from them. Top 3 finish nice and strong. It's Perfectix and Lou versus Corsac right now. Riz will get finished. Flashbangs from the side of Northern Lights. They've still got a little bit of that utility available. Corsac spotted to the left of the smoke, but what can you do through a flashbang? Perfectix is going to have to wait a couple of seconds, spots him again, notices he's probably behind the tree. Corsac gets a headshot onto Lou. This is a 1v1. Oh, fantastic stuff. And throwing the grenade in one direction, peeking in the other, and by the skin of his teeth, Northern Lights manages to win this game. Fantastic stuff in game number 5 here. Congratulations to them with a 10-kill chicken dinner. Erased, though, after winning a chicken dinner of their own, comes second this time around with 8 kills, and Omicron being steered brilliantly to a 3rd place finish, despite only having 1 player left remaining in that final fight. Very well done to all of our teams.